time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Good morning, everybody. Hello and happy Tuesday. All right. So before we get started, I just wanted to say that I hope everybody had an amazing Valentine's Day yesterday. What a great day, a fun day, a productive day. But also, like I said earlier, yesterday, it was my dog's birthday. So spoiled the hell out of them too. It was a productive day. I only had one kind of weird situation happen. I don't want to talk about that. But I don't know why I bring it up and then say I don't want to talk about it. Anyways, I was speaking with Zach last night, and he has been, I have to say, a huge thank you to Zach Peter, because he has been so on top of this whole tour that we have going on and getting like these fun things to interact with at the different shows and putting together these amazing panels. Our format is going to be so incredible. And every single day we're adding new people to the lineup. I just can't wait. And I know I keep talking about it, but I'm excited. And we will be dropping tour merch next week. That way you guys can, if you want to, support, grab a shirt, grab a tote, whatever we figure out that we're doing. I have a friend who did, I did technically a lot of people, I don't talk about it on here a lot. I did a book, like an animated series of a book called The What's, and so much fun. Actually, I can bring it up and show you guys really quick because it's really cool. And when I did, I have this friend, her name's Nicole. She's so talented, and she ended up putting together all of the stuff for The What's. So she's going to be doing our tour merch, and I cannot wait to share with you guys exactly what she has planned. Hold on, let me bring it up real quick. These are The What's. And you could see, let me see if there's like a better photo. This is the cover art for it. But for The What's, you could see like really, really cool. But each one was supposed to represent like somebody or something that we go through. So when I wrote this book, and it's about 100 and something pages, but when I wrote the book, it's about this like journey, almost very Dr. Seuss-y, whimsical. The whole thing is done in a rhythmic pattern. But when I did it, I wanted to do it to help people, because each one represents something different that we go through, whether it's, mental health or bipolar, alcoholism, substance abuse, like depression. So each one kind of meets each other along this journey in order to see the why's what, which is kind of like a very Wizard of Oz situation. But eventually we're trying to shop it around right now and see who we can't get to pick up on it. But I can't wait to share with you guys. And right now we have a composer working on doing the music for it. Just a lot of fun. So the same person who did the graphics for that will be doing our merch for our tour, which is, incredible. So I hope you guys like what she has coming your way. Anyways, guys, this is the first 3 minutes and we have over 240 in the room. So smash that like button. Don't forget, if you're not subscribed, to get subscribed, because this is a subscribers only live chat. And I did pin the call-in link at the top of this live chat. I find myself every morning, I always tell you guys I go to bed early every night. And when I do, I'm not kidding. I lay in my bed at like 8 o'clock at night, and I sit there and I'm like, I'm going to get some sleep tonight. And then I go on and I turn on Netflix and I find something. And then I catch myself at like 1 o'clock in the morning, like I have to turn the TV off. And this morning I look like a zombie walking down to get coffee, because Jason and I sold our place. So we're living in a smaller kind of apartment community. It's newer, it's nice, but they have like a little coffee station downstairs. And the manager was like, "Good morning, Adam." I was like, "Is it?" Yeah, it's a good morning. Good morning. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about today. I have to talk about this Kathy Hilton, Lisa Rinna stuff, because Lisa Rinna is on this kind of bashing tour with Kathy, and I don't know if she's the one that Lisa wants to play with, because she still does have that Hilton name behind her. And of course, we're going to get into that because Kathy Hilton is in my hometown right now of Palm Beach, and she's being accused of, well, we'll get into it. We also have some Salt Lake City drama and more. But in order to kick off our day, I like to do something fun for us. So I want to bring up a funny video. I don't know where to start. There's a couple. Oh, and we have to talk about this Lala, Kent, Randall, Gigi stuff too, because that's an entire mess of its own. I love this friendship. Hold on. Let me refresh it. That way it starts from the beginning.
First to say I'm sorry? I feel like we both do.
She said her.
Of course she said her. What did you expect her to say?
And even Elaine, our friend, said,
Well, I don't say I'm sorry to
even
Elaine. That's
Elaine,
different.
our friend, says it's Leah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, who picks up the tab?
Me.
She says, in a group, not true. When it's like 100 people, you do. But when it's me and you, bullshit, Jennifer. And when it's just the two of you, that she
She picks up the cheap checks and I pick up the expensive checks. Who picks up the
Bull-
tab?
I take her
Who picks up the tab then?
I take her
Okay,
for sushi.
me.
She never has her credit card on her.
This is my
Conveniently.
interview. First celeb crush for her.
Yeah, but kind of for both of you way back when. Matt Dillon.
Dylan, he was one of my celeb crushes, but I also like Rob.
I love them.
Yes.
Okay. So anyways, getting back into it, I want to talk about Salt Lake City for a minute to kind of kick us off, because if you guys remember, there was a woman named Angie Harrington. Now, I have questions because when I reach out for interviews, if the person is still currently on a show or being, looked into to film a season that's coming up, it's really, really difficult to get these interviews, especially with NBC. They have full control. So once you eventually land the interviews, you can't do a live because it has to be controlled. You have to do a Zoom call. And when you do a Zoom call, you have at least one or two PR people who are on the line, and they filter everything you say. So if you ask something that, they don't want out there, they will actually cut into the interview and be like, nope, cut it. Unless you don't ever want an interview from us again, you better cut that. So I reached out to Angie Harrington and I was like, hey girl, you want to do an interview? I mean, I know that a lot of people might not necessarily remember exactly who you were because you were only on like 3 or 4 episodes, but I would love to hear about your experience filming. She's like, right now, NBC's not letting me do interviews, which made me wonder, are they having you come in and film again? Now, we heard that Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, right now, they're trying to go into the new season with 7 women. So they're doing their best, going to all of the different women in the group, asking them, which friends do you know? Do you know anybody that we can bring on? And some of them are having a difficult time, but like Heather Gay, she brought in her friend and she's testing to film. Again, Angie Harrington right here. If you guys remember the scene where she's accusing Lisa Barlow of canceling the caterer, we have this information. Okay, so this came, and who knows how real this is, but I still want to talk about it. Pretending to be an ally. Now, this is about Angie Harrington. This wannabe Salt Lake City housewife came on using a storyline of her stepsons without his permission. Now, if you remember, she said that she had a transgender child, a transgender stepchild, and apparently her child did not want this to be talked about on the show. Not only did he not want to be on the show and have his identity used as his stepmother's ticket to reality fame, but he doesn't even have a relationship with her. They never had one. Lucky for him, she wasn't really a hit and only appeared in a couple of episodes. It keeps going. When Angie and Chris came onto the scene in Salt Lake City, their main selling point was A, they're rich. Okay. B, they support trans rights because of Angie's trans son. That's why they threw the massive charity event at their home. But the truth is, Angie doesn't have an actual relationship with her trans son. She just used his life story to get a permanent position on Housewives without his permission. And then they also are explaining that they don't want to reveal his name, so we call him E. E is Chris's trans son from his previous marriage. I was close to E. I knew Chris's ex-wife and family. I saw firsthand the devastation when Chris, still married to E's mom, decided to have an affair with Angie. She knew what he was doing and clearly didn't have a problem being the other woman. Angie has never had a genuine relationship with E, and they do not get along. When she began interviewing for a housewife position, she apparently started trying to convince E to sign contracts to film and be on the show for over a year. When E was very uncomfortable and refused, they just used his story anyways. I have never met Angie, but I have met Chris, and he always has been decent to me. I know that he truly loves his son and means well in everything he does regarding this issue, but allowing Angie to use E's story for the reality show is pretty low. They also said, I have receipts too, posted. When Angie tied in the I left Mormonism because they don't support the LGBTQA+ rights, bullshit, I almost died. Homegirl hasn't been an active Mormon in years. It has absolutely nothing to do with supporting E. The way she has been using such a vulnerable and honest story without permission to gain sympathy and approval from viewers and production literally made me sick to watch. And I couldn't handle seeing everyone supporting and loving Angie as a new potential housewife. I felt compelled to say something, and I have direct permission from E to share this with all of you. I hope that we can stop supporting a cis queer baiting white woman in this lie. Okay. All right. So this is obviously a big deal because if that's true, then that really is messy because it just kind of gives me Lisa Rinna vibes, even though her daughters are always willing to film. And I don't want to compare the two. They're two totally different things. I'm talking about using your children as a storyline. For Lisa Rinna, her daughters Amelia and Delilah do actually come on and share their stories. So that is very, very different. But one of our biggest complaints about Lisa Rinna is that she never really seems to have a storyline of her own. It's always something to do with her daughters, who they're dating, what they're dealing with, or she's putting her nose into somebody else's business. Speaking of putting her nose into somebody else's business, I know we talked about this yesterday, but we have the Kathy Hilton, Lisa Rinna saga still continuing, and it hasn't stopped, okay? Now, she posted something about Kathy Hilton because Kathy Hilton did miss the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills finale. When they filmed it this past Saturday, Kathy Hilton was noticeably absent. And this is what Lisa Rinna shared. Hold on.
That just makes my heart go, ooh.
No.
So thank you so much.
Hold on.
And you told me that. I was like, oh,
No, we don't want you right now. We'll get back to you. Don't worry. Hold on real quick. This actually, I'm like, what is this woman doing? Here it is. So Lisa Rinna posted this on her story. Kathy Hilton, the mother of Paris Hilton, was at Trump's Super Bowl party. Oh, that's where she was? Reposting it. However, if you look at this, it doesn't indicate at all that she's at a Trump Super Bowl party. Now, could she have been? Yeah, we don't know who Kathy Hilton supported with in the election. She could have easily been at a Trump Super Bowl party, but was she? Has that been confirmed? No. Lisa Rinna is continuing to go in on Kathy Hilton, and that's what I was trying to say earlier when I was like, this is probably not a good idea. Now, there was another article that came out that Jason sent to me this morning because every morning I'm always looking to see what's going on, what's current, what's happening. By the way, guys, 400 people in the room, smash that like button. Let me find it here. That way I can bring it up. It wasn't letting me grab it. So hold on. Here it is. Kathy Hilton missed Real Housewives of Beverly Hills finale due to a prior commitment on uncertain terms with Lisa Rinna and Erica Jane. Now, Lisa Rinna, she put out cryptic posts, doth protest too much. Kathy did not refuse to film. Her manager told us our friend Vera lost her husband a year ago last week. Vera lives in Palm Beach. Kathy and Rick have always planned on being in Palm Beach this weekend with her for the week. Kathy's also hosting a charity event with her daughter, Nikki Hilton, in Palm Beach on Wednesday. It's the Hope for Depression Research Foundation, founded by one of Kathy's oldest and dearest friends, Audrey Gruss. She continued with, so this was all planned way in advance. Production was always aware of the schedule. Additionally, Kathy's manager noted that she's a friend, so Bravo had no problem with that because a friend doesn't have to show up to every episode. All right, my question is, why are you running with this? Like, for Lisa Rinna, it just feels so messy. And it's almost like she's trying to push her out. And I'm wondering why she's trying to push her out and what Kathy Hilton could have done that was that insane. Okay. Shannon Van, I saw where you just called in. You can call in again. I'm going to start bringing up panels. Before I do, since we have the Angie Harrington situation to talk about, and also Kathy and Lisa, because this is not going away, I want to bring up a blind item, and then I will start bringing up callers before we move on to the next topics. 450 in the room, guys. Hey, good morning. All right. Better off unemployed. This problematic East Coast housewife probably prefers her husband is unemployed. When he's managing his restaurant, he's looking for people to party with after hours. He likes to ski. He offers to bring favors to women who stay to play, allegedly. I was wondering, could this be the Darbys? But then the Darbys don't have a restaurant to manage anymore, right? So could it be Todd Burris? Because I'm trying to think, or not Todd Tucker. I said Todd Burris. Candy Burris' husband, Todd Tucker. But I'm trying to think what other East Coast housewife's husband would be managing a restaurant unless it's somebody from Potomac who's not Ashley Darby, who we also know has worked in restaurants before. But you know that I don't want to allude to that because they always give it to me on Twitter. Not always. It's happened like 3 times. I'm not trying to get into a Twitter war with them. It's exhausting. I'll say that. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying in here before I start bringing up people. So is Kathy Hilton a Trump supporter? That's the thing. We don't know that. That photo doesn't scream Trump Super Bowl party. So somebody, I'm sure, put that out there and said that's where she was, and she hasn't confirmed it. So I don't necessarily think that's, we can just run with that. But I'm sure we'll find out eventually. Candace. Rinna just grabbing at anything to stay on the show. Candace. Todd. Okay. You're right, Todd Burris. Does Todd like to ski? Chris Bassett, Todd Burris. Oh, you're funny. It's Todd Tucker. Okay, guys, I see what you're saying. Chris has to be Todd or Chris. Candace better straighten him out. Chris, Candace, Chris. Okay. They say Candy wanted the show because it would stop Todd from being flirty, allegedly. I don't believe that. I feel like Candy is a businesswoman and a boss, and she has her hand. She literally has sex toys, TV shows, music. She does plays like off-Broadway shows. She has a baby line for her youngest son, Ace. I don't think that Candy would have a show just to keep an eye on her husband. Because if it got to that point, I feel like she would just let the husband go. Candy kind of strikes me as one of those women who would be extremely intelligent when she got into this relationship. I'm sure she had a prenup, and I'm sure it was ironclad, like, you are not taking anything from me if this doesn't work out. Now, let's bring up some callers. I'm going to bring you guys up in order. Good morning, Trish.
Good morning, Adam.
You look so pretty.
Well, thank you. I've been up for about an hour, so yeah, I had time to shower and get all spruced up for you.
This morning I went to put a hat on, and Jason gets really annoyed when I wear a hat because he's like, now you have a silver play button. He puts all of this stuff on me, and I'm like, Jason, it's a morning thing. And this morning, like, my hair is all growing out. I'm going to the barber today. I can't wait because I just want to feel like a normal human being again. So,
well, I think you always look very, very handsome.
Oh gosh, Trish, I'm not fishing for compliments, but thank you. So, Trish, I wanted to ask you, and I'm going to bring up some other callers with us as we kick off this conversation. Did you watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City this season? Have you been watching?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Okay, so for the Angie Harrington story, what are your thoughts, if in fact that is true, of her using her transgender stepchild as a storyline in order to get on the show?
Oh, that's awful. That's awful. That's even worse than Rinna. I mean, you don't do that. That's someone's personal life. And I think that's even worse than Rinna living or trying to use her children as her storyline. There's just no excuse.
I agree with that. And then, moving into this next season, I am sure a lot of people, some people don't know and some people do when it comes to the whole trying to book interviews through NBC. But I was skeptical, just wondering, do you think that if Angie Harrington right now, if NBC is like, you cannot do interviews, you can't do any press, do you think they could be potentially giving her a second shot at the new season, season 3?
Yes, because otherwise, unless they had a clause in her original contract that said for a period of time after you're off the show, you can't talk about the show. I can't, and then they paid her for that. I can't imagine what her incentive would be to stay quiet if she's, unless she's under some kind of contract or hoping to be under contract. Why would she do what they say to do?
Right. And, too, I know that they're having difficulty just because I've talked to a few people in Salt Lake right now about casting, and they're having difficulty finding new women, and they still are completely up in the air with what's going to happen with Jen Shah because nobody can predict this. I mean, this could go either way. A lot of people obviously say that it doesn't look like it's in her favor, especially with the last defendant now just switching their plea to guilty. But She is still maintaining her innocence. And this, crazier things have happened. So they don't know if Jen Shah will actually be back to film for season 4 or not. But what we do know is Jenny Nguyen was obviously fired from the show, and Mary Cosby, Andy Cohen has confirmed that she won't be coming back. So that only leaves us with Meredith Marks, Lisa Barlow, Heather Gay, Whitney Rose, and Jen Shah.
Okay, I love Jen. And I wish her the best, but I do not think she will be available for filming next season. Let's just put it that way. Or after, when is her, I think she's scheduled to go to trial in March, but they think that'll get pushed back. I don't know when the new season, I don't know when the new season will start, but I suspect that Jen is going to be away for many, many years, unfortunately. Jenny Wynn, the stuff she wrote on Facebook, and then when she tried to come out with the apology, non-apology, that was offensive.
Yeah.
So I won't miss her. Mary, I enjoy the kookiness, but she is nasty. You know, there's an underlying meanness that is interesting coming from someone who is the head of a church. Although, and I hate to say this, but it's not the first time I've come in contact with someone who is the head of a organized religious group that was not the most kind or Christian person. So I'll just leave it at that. But Mary, I almost can't stand watching Mary the way I couldn't stand watching Kelly Dodd, because the things she says, you know, she fat shames Heather. She talks about slanty-eyed Jen. The fact that, you know, no one, she's just rude. You know, I gave you a gift, but it was because I didn't want to have to carry it back in my bag. I mean, I don't know, maybe some people think that's funny. I think it's kind of cruel. And I don't know why she's been able to get away with the things she's been able to get away with. It doesn't make any sense to me. Whitney is hilarious, but her voice drives me around the bend.
Not that
little, that little, and she says dill instead of deal. So she's like, but it was a big deal, Mary. It was a big, big deal. And I'm thinking, are you talking about your husband now or the situation? I mean, that voice makes me crazy. And then, like little things like dill, it's a big deal. Now, Heather, I love all day. And Heather and Whitney, you know, are funny together, but they're pot stirrers. I mean, some of the conspiracies they come up with are, you know, kind of crazy. And then that leaves Lisa Barlow, who knows if she's going to want to have anything to do with this crowd after, you know, her meltdown. And
well, I mean, she's filming, and technically she is kind of the Kyle Richards or the Charisse.
Right.
Charisse was, you know, vital in the original casting of Potomac, and so was Kyle for Beverly Hills. I couldn't see
That's
her.
Right.
And she's a businesswoman first and foremost. So, you know, she's constantly pitching Vida Tequila. The finale party that we're going to get this Sunday is a Vida Tequila party. I couldn't see her walking away from all of that extra promotion.
I agree. She's a businesswoman. Plus she's promoting, you know, she's teaching her sons and promoting their products. And that gives them a lift off, if you will, a platform to take off from. So, yeah. And she's the Kyle Richards. She's the, what do they call it? Not the spoke. She's the center of the wheel, and then the spokes come out from her. Right. So you would think Heather Gay would know tons of people because she runs a laser, you know, Botox place. And that's where you would think, all the wealthy women, you know, the people that they would want on Housewives, what do they say, that have the kind of lifestyle that we aspire to, as opposed to a real housewife who's doing laundry, doing dishes, trying to figure out how my sons can do a reverse Jenga with the trash. They can build so much stuff up so that they don't have to actually take the trash bag out. So you just, you know, it's like, if I can put one more piece of trash on top and it balances, then I'm not responsible for putting in a new bag. You know,
they're creative. They're creative.
That's the kind of stuff that, you know, people, if they really wanted to watch a housewife, you know, but no one's coming to film my life. So if you want to look for aspirational people, you would think that Heather Gay would know lots of folks. And then also Meredith Marks, who's selling jewelry and fancy bags to the rich and famous up in Park City. So yeah, you would think they would have no trouble, but they need to be better about looking at people's Facebook posts, social media posts, and not allow someone like Jenny Wynn to slip back in.
I agree. Well, Trish, thank you for calling in and helping me touch on this Salt Lake City topic. I'm gonna go ahead and keep the topics coming. And if you're around, I would love to bring you back up. Everybody loves you in the live chat. Thank you.
Well, thanks for having me, Adam.
Of course.
Have
Thank
a
you.
good day.
I hope you had a beautiful Valentine's Day.
I did indeed. Thank you.
Of course, we'll bring you back. All right, guys, we have over 600 people in the room. Don't forget to smash that like button. I see Georgia Carolina, Philly Diva, Sarah, ATL Nina. I'm going to bring up everyone. I do want to bring up this question about, well, the Kathy Hilton, Lisa Rinna stuff. And I'm going to bring up Sarah on that. And then I have a few questions for you guys where I'm going to bring up Georgia, Philly Diva, and ATL Nina as a panel. And then we have a few other topics to get through. So let's go ahead and bring up. Hi, Sarah. Oh, you're muted.
I always do that. I'm sorry.
I always do that. Jason always does that too. Jason's like sitting there talking to me, and for some reason he mutes all the time in between. And I'm like, Jason, you're mute. Okay, just go on. He'll figure it out.
I think for me, it comes from having been in corporate America where like you didn't want to have any of your side conversations, like your clients here or the health carriers here, like, oh my gosh, this eligibility guy is such an idiot as you like mumble to your friend. So you either learn not to say anything or you hit mute. So whenever like you have a deep sigh, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this client is asking for that, then I don't know. It's like a safety mechanism. I'm like, nope, don't hear me. Don't hear me.
Nope, mute.
The filter is not strong with this one sometimes.
Sarah, I wanted to say, first of all, good morning. You look amazing. You look like you're ready to go and start your day. And I'm starting to ask you about this Kathy Hilton, Lisa Rinna saga that's continuing because they're claiming that she's at a Trump Super Bowl party, but you just see her with the Super Bowl playing in the background with two women next to her. It's not like, I would understand if you saw like Ivanka or, somebody next to her, but it's not. Do you think that they're just trying to run with this narrative to continue to do their best to bury Kathy?
So I think that Kathy probably is a Republican and probably a Trump supporter as far as when I think about like that area, like OC and a lot of really rich folks, like some of that stuff. But I don't know for sure. I mean, I'm not in the ballot box with her. But do I think that it's a Trump party? Not necessarily. And even if she does vote for Trump, I don't feel like that. While I can't stand the guy, I don't feel like we need to use that for something to divide or make people dislike somebody. She doesn't come out like Kelly Dodd with some of this crazy crap that makes me dislike her in that same vein that Kelly Dodd did. So you know what? I mean, to
be fair too, if she's in Palm Beach,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, to be fair too, if she's in Palm Beach running a charity foundation with her daughter for depression, and she it could be so easily to associate. They always say like Palm Beach, especially over here where I live, and I'll tell you, like every time I cross over the bridge, and I live on technically it's like an island, so I have to cross a bridge to go both ways. And Trump's house looks like a freaking castle. It looks like Fort Knox, like it's massive. There's this huge tower that Ivanka stayed in as a little girl. That was her bedroom at the top of the tower. It's crazy. You can see it from all over Palm Beach. And everyone always associates these socialites or people coming in with money and power coming in specifically for Trump. But I can say I've, grown up riding bikes on Palm Beach Island. My uncle is very involved with things that go on Palm Beach Island. And that doesn't mean everybody loves Trump, because the majority of the people who live on Palm Beach Island are not Trump fans. So I don't think that's fair.
Yeah. And I mean, bottom line is people should be able to vote for who they want to vote for. And
Right.
whether I like or dislike the person, that should be their choice. No matter what my personal feelings are. And yeah, and also too, if it's a fundraiser, there's probably a mix of people. Some might be, huge Trump supporters. Some people may hate Trump. But
Right.
as a fundraiser, if I'm doing a fundraiser, I'm doing it for the money. I mean, whoever's going to come in and contribute to, saving the puppies, whatever it is, finding a cure for diabetes, come in with your pocketbook.
Right.
Check your political affiliations at the door. Come in, have some fun, and donate some money to a great cause. So,
Exactly.
so to me, it's really kind of a moot point, and I wish that they would focus on, some stuff. Like, I hate that they're still going in on Denise about,
I'm so sick of this.
What she did or did not do. And it's like whenever I said to, like, I hate it when they keep something on for like a whole season. You need a shirt that says "Let the mouse go." That can be your next one.
Sutton's gonna be like, "I'm coming for you. That is mine." Emily D. Baker told me to do a shirt that said Adam's Family. I was like, I feel like I would get sued for that.
I don't know. We'll have maybe ask Emily to look into copyright stuff.
Yes. Well, so, Sarah, I did.
Yeah.
I sent you a voice memo back. I hope you got it. And I am going to move on. Just since we're 30 something minutes in, I'm going to move on and bring up some of these other topics and bring up a few other callers. And if you're still in the room, I'll bring you back up with everybody else.
Sounds great.
All right. Good morning.
Morning.
All right, guys. So I still see Georgia, Carolina, Philly Diva, and ATL Nina. I'm about to bring everyone up. Yesterday, I saw in the live chat where they were asking if we could do more of a rotation instead of talking over each other. So we'll do our best, guys, as we bring up panels. I try to bring up as many people as possible to continue the conversation where we can all kind of chime in. But it is a little hard to hear when one person's talking and then other people talk over. So if we can just try to eliminate that. I mean, I'm not trying to, I want everybody to be up at the same time. So I did want to bring up another conversation. And when I bring up these other three callers, and guys, if you want to call in, the call-in link is pinned at the top of the chat. I want to bring up another conversation because I'm starting to get really nervous for this. And we've been talking about it. I can't let it go. We have to talk about it. Where are you? It's the Kim Kanye saga. Okay, so I don't know if you guys checked out Kanye West's Instagram yesterday, but it has since been deleted. He had a bunch of posts up, and when he did, well, here was one of them. Upon my wife's request, nobody do anything physical to Ski. I'm going to handle the situation all by myself. Kanye's like, listen, you're hooking up with my wife. I got you, friend. And then we have this, where Kim was asking him, why can't you keep any of our conversations private? He said, because I got a text from my favorite person in the world. I'm your #1 fan. Why wouldn't I tell everyone? Which seems annoying. I'll say it seems annoying because Jason and I, we have conversations sometimes where, we're either talking about a family member or a friend. We're not always together. It seems like we're always together. Trust me, it seems like we're always together. But we might be talking about other people to each other, or we might even be, having a disagreement. And I wouldn't want those conversations to be something that just go and get posted on the internet, because people are just going to run in whatever direction they feel like is right. And for this is just spreading like wildfire. Here was one more from Kim. Let me drop the banner really quick. She said, well, thank you. There are dangerous people out there, and this is scary, and it doesn't have to be. He said, I will always do everything to protect you and our family forever. And I listened to you and told everyone to make sure nothing physical happens to Ski. Now, there was also another post where she was telling him, if anything bad happens to Pete Davidson, this is on you. I've asked you to stop posting about this. You keep posting about it. You're trending over the Super Bowl. You like the reactions that you're getting, but you're playing with somebody's safety. Now the Kardashians have had to amp up security for Pete Davidson. So I'm sure that's coming out of their pocket, because even though he's on SNL, it is not the same kind of money. If you've seen Pete Davidson's lifestyle, his apartment, his net worth, you can Google it. He's definitely not in the billionaires players club. Okay, so if there is security to be ramped up, I'm pretty sure it's not coming out of Pete's pocket. And now I'm sure Kim, Chris, and the rest of the Kardashian family are like, what the? Now we have to protect his ass because you're telling all of your fans to go beat his ass? How do we deal with that? Let's bring up some callers. We need to bring up some callers. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Philly Diva.
Good morning.
I'm going to try to bring – good morning, ATL Nina.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Good morning.
And hello, Shan. Okay. All right. So, guys, 650 in the room. Smash that like button. I'm going to go around in a rotation since I brought up so many people so we don't cover over each other. I'll start at the top, and then I'll make my way down. And actually, ATL Nina, I'll put myself at the bottom. ATL Nina, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts about this? Kim K, Pete Davidson, Kanye West. Now she's afraid for his safety, and he's posting their private conversations on social media.
I just think poor little Pete. He's just so caught up, and he's just, he finally, got that date with the cool girl that he wanted, and all this comes along with it. So sad. I like Pete a lot.
It kind of reminds me, I'm not going to lie, when I was in high school, I had a girlfriend, guys. This is hard to believe. But I had a girlfriend, and she dated one of the head football players who graduated the year before, and he made it into, he got into college football. The guy was jacked. He was, on it. And he ended up getting arrested because he broke into somebody's house in our neighborhood in the middle of the night. The guy was on some sort of substance, and he broke in the neighborhood in the middle of the night to steal orange juice out of somebody's fridge. So this whole thing, and then he started messaging me, and he's like, yo, I don't know, but I'm going to let you know really quick. You're messing with my girl. You have a broken jaw coming your way. And I was like, Brittany, you got to take care of this because this guy is 5 times my size and he's going to kill me. We got to do something about this. And it kind of, I was afraid, and I'm not even, he doesn't even have the Kanye West influence. So this is, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He makes me laugh. I tune into Saturday Night Live every week. I record SNL every week, actually. And I just think Pete's just a good guy who he's caught up in the wrong situation right now.
Yeah, and I agree with that. All right. So Georgia, Carolina.
Kanye should know better. This is stupid. Kim shouldn't have to be sending these text messages, and the fact that he's leaking them publicly is gross. I actually had more of a comment on Rinna and Kathy Hilton because I think that she's triggering selective outrage. But since we're on Kim and Kanye,
I want to get back to that after too, Jordan. We'll talk about that after.
Okay. It just doesn't make any sense. All of this is unnecessary. At the end of the day, that you talking about your wife could potentially bring your crazy behind fan. Well, I ain't gonna say crazy. Bring your dedicated fans out of the woodwork at any time and at any place. And then on top of that, Pete is just the rebound guy. This ain't gonna last very long. Let her just get her groove back real quick. Let her go to Jamaica real quick and pop that thing and come on home. Leave her alone. At the end of the day, you flying around how is it that you are so obsessed with this man? Yeah, you are flying around the country, around the world with all these different girls, dressing them up in your aesthetic and doing all of this stuff. How? What? I'm sorry. What the double standard is happening? And why is it misogyny? I don't understand. Why is it that she's not allowed to have a genuine relationship just because you bumping around with thotties? Not to say that they're thotties, but Julia Fox told on herself, and Shanae looks like Black China's cousin.
And Julia Fox just came out and said that she had a come up out of this relationship. And she's like, honestly, people are talking about me. So yeah, we're not together anymore. And she's like, I wasn't crying coming out of the plane. I was going for Valentine's Day to spend Valentine's Day with the two most important people in my life, which is my husband and my son. She's like, whatever Kanye's doing, I had fun. I had to come up out of it. So keep it moving. But I don't know if you guys saw this. Kanye also deleted this post. But at the bottom, you see where he had a truck delivered to Kim's house with a ton of roses in it. And it said, my vision is crystal clear with 2 Ks. All right, Philly Diva.
Okay. I'm gonna have to make this quick because I got another statewide call in a little bit.
Of course.
This cannabis industry is just, I don't.
Whoa.
So I think that as far as Kanye goes, I don't know the medical jargon, what he is going through right now, but I think there are two sides of him that are fighting. I think the father, the husband, the man, like at the end of the day, the human being that is seeing his beautiful, sexy, intelligent, ambitious wife with another man who has laid down with some of the finest women in the industry. Please let's not forget that.
I still don't get it, but they call him a tripod. I'm trying to understand.
There's this old kind of nickname from back in the day. I'm not sure if anybody's heard of it. It's called Pistol Packing Pete.
Yeah.
That's it.
Is he Pistol Packing Pete?
Yes.
That's what they
He got
that's
the
what they say.
He got the
Pistol
BDE.
Packing Pete.
Okay.
And please let's just remember, I don't want to, lean into stereotypes, but Pete is half black.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, his father was a black man who died in the Trade Center. He was a fireman or a cop, one of them, but he died in.
He was a fireman. Yeah, he was a fireman. I didn't know he was black.
But he's half black.
Yeah.
So let's just.
He's always been very Slash for me.
Okay.
Who's also half black for the people who didn't know. Slash is half black.
Yeah, I don't think he's attractive personally. He's not my type, but he's crazy funny. He is crazy funny.
And he's laughing her panties off.
He is laughing them draws right.
That's right.
Whoa, that sounds just like the 90s. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm a 90s baby. He is laughing them. She is laughing them draws right off.
Thank you.
I just looked up his dad, you guys. I just wanted to not spread false information. I just looked up his dad. He's white.
Oh, I thought he was half black.
He's white.
There's that rumor. Boom. Maybe his
brother have a lot of African traits.
Well, shoot down that misinformation. I appreciate it because that was a rumor back in the day that he was half
right. I didn't want to.
I mean, this is a rumor too, Philly Diva, but we can't just run with it.
Whoa.
No. Okay. All right, Shan, what is your input on this? Especially because I know that you talked about this and you've had some experience in the past with somebody that you were with who dealt with,
Bipolar's a B. Okay, so you guys, I'm definitely not one of those people that is always like, oh, you're acting out to get publicity. But we know his Genius is coming out tomorrow on Netflix. So is all of this perhaps, I'm not usually that person, but I'm starting to wonder. And so that's my first point. Second point, you guys, this is actually scary. If we are like, let's take all the media and let's just pretend this is a normal woman and a normal husband. With all of this, we would be calling the police. We would be saying you need to protect yourself. Like, I love Kanye. I've told you guys this, but this behavior is scary and we're watching it in real time and kind of laughing. Some of us, not everybody, are laughing. And to me as a woman, it's very triggering. So those are my two thoughts.
Can I ask you a question, Shan?
Of course.
As somebody who's dealt with this, can I ask you a question? And hopefully I'm not triggering you by asking this. But where's the line between giving someone grace because of them having dealings with their mental health and not letting that absolve them of personal responsibility? Like, where's the line? Because it's very blurred. Because on one half, people are like, but he has da 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 da. But then on the other half, he's just doing this for publicity and the ratings. And I don't think it's like just solely one or the other. There has to be some middle ground. So I was wondering if you can offer some sort of understanding here, because I don't or just in some sort of insight as somebody who's dealt with it, not to speak for the entire community but you get what I mean.
God, that's a lot of weight on my shoulders. Well, for me, I don't know if you guys have caught the vibe. I'm the soft, fluffy, nice one. So I have a lot of patience. I have a lot of tolerance. Yeah, exactly. Adam, I knew you. Like, we see that, right? Like, I give so much, but we can be shady. That's the thing. We can still be shady. But I gave him tons of grace. We were together for 17 years. So
Wow.
the mental, yeah, I was a child bride. Not really, sorry, bad joke. But it was, so I guess sort of what I'm saying is that for me, it was just when I ran out of that grace. When you are threatening me, when you're saying that you're going to come and do things to me, that's where my line was. Like, I would see you act out for years and years, and I would be there for you, and I would support you until, you know, you came off of your manic episode. But when you've turned that around on me and my child, the threats of violence and where I had to call the police, that was my line. I haven't spoken a word since, haven't taken a dollar since. I want nothing to do with you. Nothing. So I think everybody's line is different. Everybody's capacity to deal with it is different. But what I'm seeing now, I don't think it triggers me as someone who's dealt with someone who's bipolar. I think it triggers me as a woman. And what we see happen to women. I know this is like really reaching, but you know, her family friend Nicole Brown, she's seen this happen.
You know, and the thing is too, Shan, with this, it wouldn't even necessarily have to be, because that was the person that allegedly that was the person Nicole was with that this happened with. But for Kanye, I don't necessarily think that Kanye would ever hurt Kim at all. I think that it's the fans who, like Jordan said, are so dedicated and passionate, who are reading this and trying to kind of take the message, and they're like, Kanye's telling us, you know, like, and who would be
on the other side of that, though. On the other side of that, I can't put anything above anyone, because you're basically like first you incited someone to cause physical violence to another human being simply for existing in the same space as your ex-wife, well, soon to be ex-wife, and now you're like the stuff that he's doing does not make me put that type of snappage above him. Like it's like, to me, it's just like, we never know how far something like this goes. Like, we never know how far something like this goes, what his process is, what he's capable of, what he can do. Because, like, I always take the stuff that people post on social media as just like a highlight of your overall arcing narrative. What's going to be the most entertaining? What's going to get the most clicks? And we all know that Kanye is a genius. So I'm sure that he's picking out the most salacious part of the conversation to post to make his point. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we got to think about all the stuff that we are seeing, but we also have to think that just as much as we do see, there's so much more that we are not seeing.
Right. We're seeing small bits of a conversation. It's like editing for a show. We're seeing like the
Yeah, that is what's scary to me. What we're not seeing is, because like they're already like amping up security. He knows what she's been through, like all of this type of stuff. Like it's like, okay, where is, like, not trying to define it for everybody, but where's the line here, and how is something like this handled? Because now it does give dangerous vibes. Like, it gives very dangerous vibes. Like, I know we're all saying this looks like a freaky Lifetime movie, but like,
it's something,
some of those are based on true events,
right?
y'all.
And people get killed on Lifetime movies, so yeah, it is serious.
All I'm trying to say. So like, how, like, where, like, when does this stop being entertaining? And like, yo, we need, like, somebody need to call somebody.
And
like,
you know, I was reading on social media too, where people were like, well, if you guys don't think that Kim doesn't have that place locked up like Fort Knox, but then there are certain events and stuff that you get to, like Ellen got into, and I understand it's different and they could be on high alert, but like there was like a little video that went around because J-Lo was in her box at the Super Bowl with Ben Affleck. It's her box. And Ellen comes in and surprises her and jumps in there and is like, hey, and she's like, what are you doing in my box? How did you even get past security? And it's like, you just don't know. And he's very well versed in their world and knows exactly where security is, who security is, where she's going, what's being maneuvered. Like, she's still everyone.
Or he knows the security.
And as her husband doesn't have a restraining order, I'm sure he's easily able to get access to her.
Right.
Maybe we just stop talking about it. Maybe that's the line, Georgia. We just stop talking about it. Maybe that's it. because we're feeding this ego that he has. We're feeding it.
Like, imagine the day that Kanye rants and nobody likes the tweet.
Well,
Imagine.
people, now it's trending on Twitter. Kanye West is over. People are really getting upset about it.
I mean, they've canceled him for less, but it's like at the end of the day, it's not even about him trending. It's about this is dangerous. This is legitimately dangerous. This is I just, whew,
Yeah.
I'm legit worried because it's just like not like it always starts off cute until it's not. It's always funny till it's not. It's
Right.
always, it's this until it's, oh, well, now something like that's irreparable has happened. So it's like, and the way that Kanye snaps and goes on these rants, who knows what he could snap and do at any time. Like,
Or
it's
he's
just
crazy.
I think it stopped
I'm
being
just
a topic, a hot topic, for lack of a better words,
mhm.
when Kim said, "You're scaring the children."
Exactly.
See, I haven't even seen that. That to me is the nail in the coffin for me.
You're
It's like,
scaring the children. The kids, like, one, because you're doing things that the kids can see. And two, we've already seen that North is savvy enough and smart enough to type in World Star. You should see my daughter clicking the bottom of her iPad. Siri, what's this? Alexa, what's this? And it
Yeah.
is so easy to
Little
access
sponges.
information. And I couldn't imagine, like, my daughter, just for, context, my daughter doesn't have a relationship with her father. Not by my choice. I leave that door open because I just leave it open, and that's probably my mistake. He is not
fair.
not a constant person, and he does not provide for her. I will never talk anything bad about him because I laid it wide open to pour him. That was my decision, and I am going to be responsible in raising and loving my daughter the best way that I know how.
I
Now, with
commend you for
that being
that.
said, I don't say a single negative thing about him. I let my daughter know that your father does the best in his situation. And at the time, mommy was lost. And mommy attracted a lost man. And out of that came you. And you are my blessing. You saved my life. You are a place of love. So I will never let her think that she was a mistake.
See,
But at the
my
same
parents were like,
no, he can't just come in here. He can't just, I want to come see her. Well, you need to make sure that we're here. I may have somebody coming over, like my brother or my mom, just because you're not going to say nothing slick.
well, and that's my question too that I wanted to ask before we move on. And I'm going to start, guys. I see Krista Marie Miller in the room too, and I also see Julie Malone. I also see Sarah. I'm going to start bringing up other callers too. Don't worry. I wanted to ask you three before we cap off on the Kanye saga. We've seen before where parents, have wanted so bad because Kanye obviously loves his children, right? And he's made that known, and you can see where like North loves her dad, and we don't see as much interactions with the other kids with their dad, but I'm sure that they all love their dad. But do you think that there's any part of Kim that gets nervous when Kanye comes for his time with the kids to pick up the kids and thinking like, am I going to get them back?
There's a level of anxiety.
Yes.
There's a level of anxiety and a level of protection that even starts when the name is brought, like that situation is around your child. When he texts me and says, I want to come see Maddie, there's a level of anxiety. Because I have to deal with it. She will have a good time. She'll play with her dad. She might get some clothes, and it'll be a kiki for a couple of hours. I am thinking it'll be another 3-4 weeks or a couple of months before she sees him again. And he's going to come up with some excuse of why he can't come around. I have to deal with the I love you, daddy notes that are sitting around the house that he never come back for. I have to deal with that. So there is absolutely a level of anxiety.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're not alone. A lot of single parents feel the exact same way.
Philly Diva, have you ever gotten
100%.
nervous though when he's come to spend time with your daughter that maybe
Absolutely.
he might not give her
Because
back?
he's not stable. It's not just
That's my concern.
come around. It's his life and his life choices that make him an unstable father / person. So I'm absolutely, because I don't know if he's coming over sober. I don't know if, when he shows up in his Louis Vuitton coat, phones, another car, is he going to come with gifts and that's all that she's going to get? He bought her about maybe $100 worth of clothes. And y'all see my daughter, she has a lot of personality. It was nothing she would wear.
She does have a lot of personality.
It was nothing she would wear. They were all just kind of Old Navy basics. Not that there's anything wrong with Old Navy basics, but y'all get what I'm saying.
So I think I'm wearing that right now.
Yeah, so that
I love
just
that.
showed me. She was very excited to get him, and she was very grateful because she's a great kid. But that just shows me that you don't know your daughter.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to remember that when Kanye does something, to get, kind of back on topic before I got to jump in my call. When Kanye does something, yeah, the people are reacting, but his children are seeing this. And it is a very thin line between daddy wants to see us and daddy's being weird again.
And who knows, like my concern is just like I said, who knows what's gonna happen when he snaps and goes on these rants on Twitter or he snaps and goes on these rants on the gram. Who knows what happens if he snaps and goes into a rant when he's with his kids? Who knows what he could
Right.
say about their mother in front of them?
In front of
Like
their
who
kids.
knows? Like the stuff that he says publicly online at at campaign rallies, let's remember. The things that he said in front of complete strangers about their mother and about their family, who knows what he could be saying in front of them. That's what I mean. Like that's once again what I was talking about when I say the emotional and mental impact that the father could have that may have nothing to do with physical abuse.
Adam,
That's
are
the
you
type of stuff
okay?
that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't
No,
sure if
I'm
you-
just
okay.
digesting. Yeah.
Okay,
She's
sorry.
here.
I was like, okay. Adam's here.
Yeah.
Adam's here. Let's be silly. So what I'm going to do from this is I am not talking about Kanye anymore. As much as I care for him, I'm not giving him life.
All right. Well,
Right.
Shan, listen, I appreciate everyone calling in and sharing their story with us. I'm going to go ahead and move this to the next topic and bring up some other callers with us. And then if you're still around, and I know, Shan, you're at work, but if you're still around, I will bring everybody back up.
Okay. Thanks for having me.
All right. Bye, Shan. All right. So obviously this is a lot going on, guys. 750 in the room. We're an hour in, but I do want to talk about some other things that are happening. Is there something funny? Do I have a funny thing that I could bring up in this moment? Like anything? Come on, guys. Oh, this guy. This is something maybe you don't do. Hold on. We'll do this again. This guy thought he was Spider-Man. No. No. You failed, man. One more. Okay. I'm not laughing at that. You're laughing at that. Now, hold on. I think I have one more, and then that way. Oh, hold on. Here we go. So we were talking about, guys, Kim Richards potentially rejoining the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And I asked, what did you guys think about that? And there were a lot of people who feel like right now that would not be the best decision for her to rejoin the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because it does have an impact on you and your health. Zach Peter shared this video.
Woo. So thank you for that so much. You know how I feel about that. And when you told me that, I was like, oh, so sweet. Well, you have that face too that you just want to, oh, you're so sweet. And you're my huge fan and I love you so much. It says, I'm a huge fan. That just makes my
Okay. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and bring up a couple more. That way we can continue the conversation. Hold on really quick. This. Oh.
Oh my God. Oh my. Why would you be in the shower?
This is, you can't prank people like this.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh my. Why would you be in the shower? Are you okay? Let me see.
Oh my gosh. No, you can't prank people like this. But it gets worse, guys. It gets worse. Hold on. Do you guys remember David Beador, Shannon Beador's husband? There's like this thing where people now have this like dance where they like to drop it all the way low and they think it's like really cute, but there's some people who you probably don't want to see drop it all the way low, like David Beador, for example. Yeah, there's a video of him too. Where are you, Mr. Beador? He looks creepy. No. No. No, 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 no. All right. So we're about to start bringing up our other callers. I wanted to talk about the fact that Lala Kent has come out, and her and Randall, after this alleged cheating scandal, I don't even know if we have to say alleged, she actually admitted to hiring a PI and looking into getting receipts and trying to figure out exactly who he was running around with, what was happening, and probably trying to get the confirmation that she needed in order to move on with her life. Well, when she did all of this, Gigi Golnicia from Shaws of Sunset bashed her on social media and said, listen, girl, you can't say that, you know, there were all these red flags and then you decided to ignore them. And now you are, you know, out here bashing your baby's father on social media, because that's going to live forever. It's going to live out there for forever. And when Lala Kent was asked about this on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, she said, you know what? It's disappointing what Gigi had to say, because I would think as a single mother that she would have a little bit more compassion for my situation. Somehow in the mix of all of this, when we've never seen Randall out with Gigi before, I didn't even know that they were associated in any capacity. Randall actually was caught at Mr. Chow's in Beverly Hills with Gigi. So obviously they're bonding over probably their disdain for Lala. I mean, that's the only thing I could guess. Why else would you be out with Gigi? And what would you really have to talk about? Also, Gigi doesn't strike me as the kind of person who has time for Randall Emmett. She's her own boss. She has her own show that's going on. Like, this does not make sense. But for Lala, she's like, you want to go out and you want to go do your thing? You want to go to Mr. Chow's with Gigi? Okay, I'm going to post on Instagram stories. So she did. And we obviously know who she's talking about. If someone owes a lot of people a lot of money and they go out and buy a brand new car, are they considered a fraud? Hell yes or nah. Liens on liens on liens. Bring the dogs out. Now, she's talking about Randall Emmett because Randall Emmett has been accused of owing a lot of people a lot of money. We even know that his ex, which she must have hit the jackpot, because after he left her for Lala Kent, she was awarded this $50,000 account, a monthly account that had to be maintained on top of a $8 or $9, something to that effect. It was like $8,000 or $9,000 a month in child support. So for this account, it was to be, you know, it was there for anything that the kids could potentially need. But how this account worked was, if Amber needed to spend $10,000 that month, well, the next month, if it's down to $40,000, Randall has to replenish that back to $50,000. At the beginning of every month, it has to be maintained at this $50,000 number. Well, Amber in her mind was like, no, bitch, no. You made a fool of me, or at least you tried to, which she's not the fool because she didn't do anything. He's the one who did it. So you tried to make a fool of me. You left me and our two kids. So I'm going to make sure that every single month I spend all $50,000. And that's what she was doing. So Randall Emmett had to go back to the courts and have them take that $50,000 number down. And they settled on something, I believe it's closer to $30,000 now, but she still has the account active. And after that came out, we found out that he was being pursued by his offices where he was renting space for his business. They were suing him for owing back rent. There were also a couple other people who were coming after him for money. And let's not forget the Fofty moment, okay? We've seen this before. This isn't news. And now Lala's like, I'm not on Team Randall, friend. So if you're out here and you're buying new cars and you have people, which she's claiming some of his associates are coming to her saying, where's Randall? Where is our money? She's like, he's right over there in Bel Air. Do you want the address? That's where he's at. You can go after him and take whatever you want. I don't give a shit. This is what you get for cheating on me. Lala's kind of like her own. I'm not mad at her. I mean, this is why you don't piss people off. This is why you don't cheat on people. Because, well, they could come back for you. And honestly, you shouldn't cheat on people anyways. But like, they always say a woman scorned. I think it's a person scorned in general. Like, you don't want to piss somebody off and like go out here and make a mockery out of somebody, especially in the public eye. And everybody's been talking about this Lala, Kent, Randall, Emmett cheating situation. But don't feel bad for Lala, though, because she said she hasn't hooked up and been physically intimate with somebody in a long time, aside from Randall, while being sober. So now she's looking forward to dating. She said she's been making out with new people. She's dating around. She doesn't want to be locked down to any one person. And she's excited to go all the way with somebody who is not Randall while being sober. Ugh. Okay. Hi, Krista. Hi, Julie.
Yeah, I'm going to throw up in my mouth with that one.
Oh, all right, Julie, I saw you. First of all, hi. I hope everybody had a happy Valentine's Day. Julie, I saw that you were in the room first, so I'm going to ask you, what are your thoughts about this?
I think Randall, I'm from Nashville, by the way. And, yeah, and I will see you. I got VIP tickets.
Hey!
Woo! So, but yeah, Randall, honestly, I can't see how the guy gets laid, except for the fact, of course, that he has lots of money. But he just needs to, like, stop. You know, Gigi doesn't have a dog in the race here, so he needs to stop conspiring or whatever it is that he's doing, you know, or trying to make Lala jealous. I mean, please look at her and look at him, you know?
I mean, well, I want to say really quick, I think that they're both absolutely stunning. I think Lala, I mean, I've met both of them in person. Gigi's beautiful. Lala's beautiful. Gigi does have, and they both have these personalities where they're like clapback queens too. And if you piss them off, they have it in them. I've seen it from both sides. But I just can't put together a piece together. Gigi is not looking to be an actress. She doesn't want to be in one of Randall's films. What would this meeting be for if it wasn't to piss off Lala?
It was to piss off Lala. I mean, I really think that's all it was about.
Okay. Krista?
Absolutely. I see now. I agree with Gigi. I'm going to go here. But Randall's issue, Randall's biggest mistake is he knows how vicious Lala can get and Gigi. So he's like in the middle of this like fight. But like, with all that being said, like Lala was in the wrong to drag him, but him to keep dragging this out, he is going to end up losing because even whether Lala knew his dirt or didn't know what was going on, she knows a lot about him and she's not going to stop at just what she was putting on her podcast. Like, I think this is like, she hates him to begin with. So like, she's not going to stop. Everybody forgets they have a child and they're dragging each other in social media. They're not even thinking about this. Like, she's been using this kid as a pawn ever since. Like, you guys know she had like a baby nut, right? So the second stepped out of line, like.
I even tried to get an interview, and I'm not going to lie, I wanted to hear Randall's side of all of this, and I tried to get an interview, and, well, he has a good relationship with Dana Wilkie. They know each other from, like, old school Hollywood days, and I messaged Dana. I was like, can you put me in contact? Like, I'm not able to get through to him, and Dana was like, well, I'm also trying to get the same interview, and he promised it to me and let me know. Right now, he's not ready to talk about any of this. He wants to kind of stay out of the public eye, but that doesn't go with what you're doing. You want to stay out of the public eye, but you know that this other Bravo celebrity is publicly feuding with your baby's mother, and then you're going to make sure that you go to one of the restaurants that is the most like, if anyone knows Mr. Chow and Beverly Hills, celebrities go there all the time. Paparazzi hang around Mr. Chow's all the time. That was a place that you go to be seen.
Maybe they both were just there at the same time, and they just got, like, you know what I mean? We know that
they're sitting at the same table, just the two of them, just randomly. She's there by herself. He's there by himself.
It could happen. Okay. No, I mean, I don't know. I think Gigi's actually probably going to go in on. I don't think she's going to stop for Lala. I think she's like realizing that they're a match. So I think they're just going to do things to like go back. It's going to get bad. Like, this is bad.
I agree.
Lala seeing them together is gonna. Oh man.
I'm gonna bring up some callers with us too.
Mhm.
Shan, are you back?
Yeah.
Are you okay? Okay. So the thing I wanted to talk about this too is I wasn't really shocked about this, but Lala was pretty vocal, you know, like after the breakup about how like disgusted she was in intimacy, like physical intimacy with this man and stuff like that. But I'm like, you also drove the Rolls Royce, you drove the Ferrari, you lived in the house, and she's like
since when?
And you also have a child. Grow up. This does not need to be in the public. Like, if Kanye don't need to be around there posting Kim's text messages, Lala don't need to be talking about this. This is just like y'all have a child who is going to see all of this eventually. It makes no sense for you to be doing all of this publicly. Now, if you want to get even, that's one thing. I can only just, I mean, I can't blame you for wanting to get even, but do it privately. Do it where it hurts. Take his ass to court. Get the maximum amount of child support you can. Do it where it matters. Don't sit here and bash this man publicly, because it's only gonna make you look like a bitter ass baby mama who can't move on and who's stalking his every move. It's gonna make you look crazy. Like, girl, let it go. Grow up. You are more mature. Well, you need to be more mature than this. You have a whole child that is watching you. Move on, girl.
I have to say really quick too, though. Listen. A lot of people wanted her to publicly say something at one point because she was so messy on this last season of Vanderpump Rules, and she was getting in other people's business. And I know she gets paid for it, but you know, like for her, I would have expected her to address this at least once or twice. But now it kind of seems like we're leaving like a cookie crumb trail of like, oh, hold on, you thought it was over, but here's a little bit more you guys didn't know about. And then it's like when there's a moment where she does another interview, and of course people who are interviewing Lala at this point are asking her about Randall. She's like, but wait, here's a little bit more. And it seems like, yeah, she's pissed. But I can't blame her for being
backfire
pissed.
in her face, though.
What is she mad about again?
What's she mad about?
What's she mad about again? I forget.
Because he was caught cheating on her. He was caught with alleged burner accounts. He was caught trying to buy a woman in Florida a condo. He was caught donating to her charity for her son who was disabled. He was caught walking into the Thompson Hotel in Nashville with 2 random women, and that's what we know.
Right.
That's not on the other side. Like you know, Jordan said earlier about the whole Kanye Kim situation. There's so much that we don't know and that we don't get to see. I'm sure there's a lot more that we don't know about the Randall Lala situation.
I just question how long she didn't know for it. That's all. Like, you mean to tell me that everybody on Vanderpump heard these rumors but you, Lala? Like, come on. How did everybody else hear about it but you?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Baby nut real.
Like, it's just
the baby nut real? I've never heard that.
Because if it is, she should not be doing all this. She can just take him to court, max out, because that's what Portia was basically doing with her baby nut. She was like, listen, if you get out of line, honey, we'll take you to court, honey. We'll just handle this how it needs to be. We'll establish this amount of numbers where if you like if this happens, you'll pay this. If this happens, then you'll pay that. Like, this is what all of this paperwork is for. I don't understand why you're doing all of this publicly. Like, you should just be the bigger, better, and stronger woman. Take it on the chin. Address this one time, because Lisa Vanderpump did have a point when she said how you get them is how you lose them. So you need to take your own accountability for that. But
really quick though, Jordan, could you imagine? I'm playing devil's advocate here. I don't know how I would handle it if I were in this situation. I mean, it is what Lisa said was spot on. Like, how you get them is how you lose them. I agree with that. But also, I can't say that I wouldn't be like going stir crazy in my mind. Like, you're going to make a public mockery out of me. Like, I'm getting you.
She's the one that dug all this stuff up and told us about it. Like,
I'm not saying that that's not normal or that she's not entitled to feel that way. What I'm saying is that she should be smarter about how she handles it, because when she has a child, and if this baby nut is real, you have paperwork in place to deal with these types of situations to prevent you from being stressed out all across the internet. I'm just saying, like your business should have been handled better. you're entitled to feel all the ways you feel. If somebody cheat on you, you are entitled to be as mad as you damn well want to be. But that does not mean that you do not need to be precise and calculated in the way that you handle it, specifically because you have a child. I'm just saying.
Okay, real quick, I'm gonna get Shan's side on this, but I want to say Angelique up and early and had to shout out. Got my VIP tickets for LA. Hey, hi, good morning. G Dash. I agree with LVP. How you lose them, how you got them. Listen, all right, Shan, what are your thoughts on this?
My thoughts are, it's just, I'm gonna be messy. I'm watching it. It's Lala, it's Gigi. Like Gigi can cut a you know what, and so can Lala. So I don't know. Is
And
this
Gigi
just
got
both of
hands,
them?
so Lala really don't want none of Gigi, like in real life.
I mean,
I'd be
Gigi, I
scared.
wouldn't even want to be within 10 feet of Gigi. That woman scares me, but I am here for it. I just love that Lala finally has someone who is just as vicious as she is coming after her. It's almost like an equal match. And I know I shouldn't be like finding this as entertainment because there is a child involved. Yes, I have a conscience, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, it's
but in my
messy
messy
and it's
side, it's fun.
entertaining, but
It's just nice
I
to
mean,
see
it
someone be able
is
to
like
match
it
Lala.
is.
I do
like,
agree though
you're
with
right.
Chan on this one. Like Gigi is like you met your match. Gigi is not the one. Gigi is messy and she is willing to like we've seen stuff like we've seen
She's
shit on the
willing
show.
to punch you
She
in the face.
scars. She
Gigi
scarred people. She scarred Adam. Remember Riza's husband? He has a
Those
scar.
were
on his
just
neck.
nails. They were nails. But yeah, you're right.
I mean,
Gigi's
She
like,
cut their nails.
Gigi's like, come here, Lala. Let me talk to you really quick behind Mr. Chow. Let me just go outside really quick.
Like, I feel like,
It's
No, I
that's-
don't even
y'all
want the
remember
fists. I just want the
Adam?
mouths.
Do you watch
the
Black
two
Ink
mouths
Crew?
going.
No,
Oh, sorry.
I always like to watch the compilation videos.
I just wanted to see if you would know these people. Like Gigi reminds me of like she would probably do this. Like you remember when Ra Ali and Sky from Black Ink Crew got into that fight at Diddy's party where she went in for the hug and was like, "Hey girl!"
Yes, I do.
Bop, bop, bop. Gigi would totally do that to Lala.
I
I just want to
mean,
see their mouths. I want to hear it because they're both vicious with their tongues. I don't even need the fists.
I want her to pop up at a scene on Vanderpump.
I don't think
Just
Lala.
show
I
up.
think Lala's afraid of Gigi. I don't think she'll see her in public.
I don't think she's afraid, but I think she'll get her ass whooped.
but
She
I
will.
also think Lala too. Lala's
I
always
agree.
she's always talking to people, and this is again, we're not over here trying to promote anyone to get beat up or anything like that.
No, not at all.
Make sure
not at
that's-
all.
But since we're being messy,
since Jordan's being messy, we're gonna talk about listen, for Lala
Y'all
though,
come see
when
me
she
in
does
Hilton.
when she goes in on people on the show, like it's Raquel or it's somebody who's so sweet and she's like,
Good
I will
point.
end you. You shut your mouth. You unless you want like to catch these hands, I will end you. Shut up. And that's Raquel.
is
But
why I
somebody
think she
like
don't want none of
Gigi,
Gigi.
somebody like there are plenty of women who will look like I know, for example, you know, like there are plenty of women who will look at you in the face and be like, I'm going to let you say everything you have to say, and then I'm going to bop you in the nose. So go ahead. Let me have it. Keep talking, and then I'm just going to
let me
bop you.
finish my drink.
Yeah, she's like, like,
Oh wait, take.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm trying.
she's like, let me take off this diamond tennis bracelet real quick. I got on Rodeo. Oh, and also these Chanel earrings. Okay, can you just please finish your sentence? Like, I feel like that's.
I feel like
Gigi.
she would show up with none of that on. Like, I feel like she would show up in yoga pants and a hoodie with a ponytail, like ready for the bull. Like, I feel like like Malaysia just hopped out that truck in the middle of the street to come and
That's
fight for Brandy down to
right.
her party. You remember that?
That was a
When
good
she
one.
pulled up in sweatpants and jumped out and left her car running in the middle of the street, and was like, "Where's Angel? Who's Angel? What Angel?
Man.
What Angel?"
Basketball wives, you guys.
So we
I
fight
agree
for
with
that.
this
Good old
over
days.
this is the winning comment for
Not
me.
exactly.
Joanne, why should these women fight over Randall? They,
They
shouldn't.
shouldn't.
They just
They
hate him. That's all. They just hate him.
They
Or she
shouldn't.
hates him.
I think
Lala's doing that. I hate.
Gigi. Maybe Gigi is using Randall, right? If anybody's using anybody, maybe Gigi's using Randall just to pick Lala's butt.
Yep. Exactly.
Messy.
Lala's trying to get at Randall, and Gigi's trying to get at Lala.
Maybe Gigi knows her show was coming back, so she's doing what she can to do a little promo since we waiting to see if Vanderpump Rules is gonna get canceled. That'll just be the final nail in the coffin.
No, it's not getting. No, they'll get a season 10.
Yay!
I've already.
I think so too. I want it.
Yeah, I just talked to a friend about it the other day. They're waiting. They get confirmation in March, but they all talk and they talk to the EPs and they talk to the producers and they get like a good feel for everything. And I love Shan just has to pop in and out with her work. But I'm pretty sure they're coming back for season 10.
Well, that's good news.
So they gonna be comparing ratings about 6 months from now.
Okay.
Well, should be coming back soon, right? Shaz should be coming back, so maybe we'll see what's going on. Maybe Randall will be on Shaz.
Oh gosh, no,
we don't need that.
We don't need that. You can keep that. All right. Before we go though, I did want to say, Jordan, you said at the beginning when I asked you about the Kanye Kim stuff, you said you wanted to chime in on one other thing, and I said we'll get back to it. I didn't forget. Was it this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. To wrap us up, what did you want to chime in on?
Social media is really making this about Kathy Hilton's political beliefs and about this being a whole Trump thing, and I think that that's just triggering language to promote selective outrage towards Kathy because they're in a beef. I've been saying this on Twitter. I was like, this has nothing to do with with her being a Trumper. This has everything to do with her missing filming. Like, don't forget, this had everything to do with her not showing up to the filming, and she probably knew that if the word Trump Super Bowl party was involved, that it would cause a whole lot more outrage than her saying, oh, she just missed the final party. Like, Rinna knows what she's doing, but this ain't about her beliefs, because I posted this on Twitter. Rinna was just praising Trump a few years ago on national TV. So it's not like she's not calling out Kathy Hilton for being a Trump supporter because she thinks that he's a great guy and he's unfiltered and he has no filter. That guy, he's so honest.
She just wanted to get on Celebrity Apprentice is what it was. But hold on, guys. We have a special segment every single Wake Up and Morning Show. Wake Up and Adam, this morning show, we always have a special segment. I call it the Whirlwind segment. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
All things. I really think like pull me up here, but I really want to say I hope that Kyle does the right thing and stick up for her sister. Just tell Rinna to shut her lips, whether she speaks because she's not speaking good about her sister. She's speaking negative about her sister. She needs to
second sister.
It. Yeah, this
she
is
didn't
twice
stand
in a
up
row.
for her sister for more important issues.
Yeah, she needs to but she needs to tell Rinna, you know what? I want to see it like on like a tweet or something. Rinna, calm down. Have several seats.
I mean, I agree with that, but who knows, real quick, Ebony, before you go, who knows too what those iconic lips have in the reserve when it comes to Kyle Richards. You never know.
Silicone is what they have.
That is true. We don't know, but then it's her turn. Just like EJ said, it's going to be your turn. Then it's her turn.
I would be unleashing. See, I wish Kim Richards, watching the videos, especially the video I played earlier, I like seeing Kim Richards. I don't think it would be amazing for her to come back to the show. I really don't. But I would love to know. It like left us with the cliffhanger when she's like, you don't want me to tell what I know about the husbands. I'm like, what do you know? Because Kim, they've put all of your business out there.
What do you know?
All of it. What do you know?
They did. And they did.
Imagine, sorry, this may not be the most healthiest thing. And I do think that if she did come back, we would spend most of the time worrying about her if she's okay. So we wouldn't really be able to enjoy her.
No.
But but just in fantasy land, since I'm being messy this morning, and I'll be a little messier in Nashville. I'm making my travel plans now. Whoa. So just imagine a world where Kim Richards came back and with her sisters took down Lisa Rinna, and that was her takedown season. Like, imagine if Kim came back and just was the one. One.
Remember when Kim said,
I want that to happen.
Pig. Remember she called Brandy? You slut pig. I want Kim to come back and say that if she comes back on. Anyway.
She's not even speaking to Brandy. I want to know what's up with that.
Yeah.
Too. Just on the side.
IG your time together in Nashville. I want to see that on Up and Adam's IG. Have a great one, everyone.
Bye, Ebony. Thank you. For everyone who's wondering about IG and for LA, New York, and Nashville, I think officially are about to hit capacity for 200 people in LA, and we have some, like when I'm saying Zach and I were talking yesterday, and we always have a phone call on Friday to like go over everything we have going on. And Zach has like these different vendors coming in and these different sponsors coming in, and I'm like, Zach is doing the damn thing. So I told Zach, I was like, I think I underestimated you and don't know who the you are. But Zach, you know, you
got on the right team, Adam.
Right,
stay on the right team.
And we have such a great banter together, and we really genuinely just like get along. I think Zach's amazing. We, you know, it's all good. But when we were going over yesterday, the people I'm inviting to join our panel and the people Zach's inviting to join the panel, and you know who's going to be there, you guys are going to have so much fun. So I can't wait. I really, really, really can't wait. With that, Jordan and Krista, we're about at an hour and 30 minutes. We had almost 800 people in the room. For those who don't know, to help us sign us off, will you let them know? I'll start with you, Krista. Where can we find you, please?
Sitting right here. Now, the unpopular opinion. If I can listen, I'm trying to figure out editing, so I'm dropping pre-records, but they just suck right now. But
no, don't say that. It's a word. We all have to figure it out.
It's gonna get better though. Like in my head, I know what I'm supposed to be doing, but I gotta figure it out. But
Krista, you got this. I mean, even ask Jordan, as since the time that you started your channel and edit, aren't there things that you're learning like almost every day that's making the process easier?
100%. And like y'all know that's my favorite part. Like I love the editing process, and I'm still learning new stuff every day. So it's you know,
I'm making it too hard. Like I know it's way easier than I'm making it about the base.
No. But trust me. Jason teaches me new shit all the time, and he's like, I have to show you something. I'm like, Jason, I'm recording. He's like, and I'm trying to make it better. And I'm like, okay, show me. I'll give you 5 minutes. Just show me. But all right, Krista, thank you. Guys, if you're not following Krista, follow Krista at The Unpopular Opinion. Krista, thank you. And we will see you
later.
All right. Jordan, if they don't know, will you let them know? Watch this, guys. There's a spiel.
Don't know. If you don't know, now you know. You can find me over in Georgia, Carolina, your gated and racism-free community where I personalize culture and entertainment and then curate a conversation that's based in self-discovery and growth. I am your pop culture coordinator of all things inclusion and awareness, Jordan Renee, and I invite you guys to take a seat with me for one or multiple videos.
Whoa! Jordan, thank you so much. And thank you for always being on here and joining the panel. We love you. And I think, honestly, I always say this. I'm pretty jealous. The comments, like always, just you get the compliments out the wazoo. They're just like, it's the same thing. When I bring Jason up, everybody's like, oh my God, Jason, your skin, it's glowing. I'm like, Jason, is that a filter? But it's not. Jason, I mean, you'll see in person, like Jason definitely, he loves skincare and all that other stuff. But Adam,
well, like the video to see me do the splits in Nashville because I'm showing up and I'm turning a look. So if you think this is good fresh in the morning, wait till I put a face on.
Oh,
okay.
All right, Jordan, thank you so much. We love you and appreciate you. And if you guys are not subscribed, go get subscribed. Jordan, we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much, love. Mwah.
Bye. Coffee Buzz, Adam, do you take that silver play button with you on a morning walk? No. I'm so afraid to bring her out in the wild. No. She stays right here. I love her. And I've only had her for a day out in the open. So I'm not taking her anywhere. I said that to Jason. I was like, can I travel with her? Jason's like, no. So no. But thank you guys so much for another amazing Wake Up and Adam morning show. I never anticipated having these go an hour and a half because normally I usually don't like streaming for over an hour because sitting here in the stool is uncomfortable. Really, it like drives my back crazy. I need to get a new chair. But, you know, I just appreciate you guys. Thank you. We have new equipment coming this week. We have things that we're upgrading for the channel. And also we have another big announcement on Wednesday. So since there's 750 in the room, we have Ryan Bailey joining us with So Bad It's Good with Ryan Bailey. Also with Zach Peter, recapping Real Housewives of New Jersey on Wednesday for another big announcement. And there's one other special guest. We're flip-flopping between two right now because they're dealing with work schedules. And once I find out who, I'll put it on the video. But yes, we're all collectively coming on to make our third announcement. So with that, guys, I love you. If you haven't, smash that like button. Go ahead and do it. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. And I will see you guys so very soon. Bye, guys.